What up guys, this is John, welcome back to the Tough Puff, and today I am going to bring you a deck profile of a really popular Pokemon line ever since Breakpoint came out, and that is Greninja Break. Alright, so before I start the deck profile, I just want to warn you guys, I probably wouldn't take this list into any kind of tournament without extensive playtesting. I haven't had a lot of time to playtest with this deck because regionals are coming up and we are prepping for regionals, and all our efforts are into winter regionals right now, which is paying off because Daniel just placed first in Virginia, so that's really awesome. Alright, so yeah, like I said, this deck might be the deck list might be really bad, or it might be really good. I'm not really sure. There are a few things I probably would consider changing as I'm showing you the deck profile. I'll tell you what they are. Yeah, but like I said, I just didn't have enough time just to play with the deck that much. I made it, play a few games with it, and right back to a regional prep. Alright, so let's start with the Pokemon lineup. So we have 3 Froakie, which is, the starter you want. Bubble, flip a coin. If heads, their active Pokemon paralyzed, which is nice. And then the star, kind of, is 4 Frogadier. So what Frogadier does for 1 water energy, does water duplicates. Search your deck for 3 Frogadiers and put them on your bench and shuffle your deck afterwards. So if you go first, pretty much by turn, 3-ish, you should have a bunch of Greninjas all set up. And speaking of Greninjas, we run 2 of the Greninjas from XY with the Wall Shuriken. You pitch 1 water energy from your hand, and you can put 3 damage counter on one of their Pokemon. And we have the even better Greninja, in my opinion, which is the Greninja from the new Breakpoint. I see some lists don't even run this Greninja, which is absurd. The first attack for 1 energy does 40 damage, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon your opponent has in play and in his or her hand in the discard pile, and Pokemon that's coming in play has no abilities. So this is a Hex Maniac with 40 damage. That's crazy. That is amazing attack. So that's pretty much our main attacker, Shadow Stitching all day. And next we run 2 Greninja Break. Alright, so I thought 2 is enough because we do run Buddy Rescue, Sacred Ash, and I think I run a Super Rod in here, I'm not sure. But we do have a way to get Pokemon back. Now, after playing a few games, I probably would add a 3rd Greninja Break. So what Greninja Break, what everyone's going crazy about, is Giant Water Shuriken. Once during your turn, you may pitch a water energy and put 6 damage counter on the opponent's active Pokemon, I believe. On one of your opponent's Pokemon anywhere you want. So that is amazing. That could knock out Combees, Pumpkaboos, Joltix, or just put huge numbers for put big numbers to get knockouts. And then we run 1 Remoraid and 1 Octillery just for the Abyssal Hand. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. We usually pitch a lot of our cards, our energies, to get low hand sizes, so bringing it back up with Abyssal Hand is really good. I see some decks running 2-2. I think 1-1 is fine. We have a lot of ways to get Remoraid out turn 1, and if we do pitch Octillery, we have a lot of ways to get Octillery back. Alright, moving on, we have 1 Miltank. Miltank is one of my favorite cards. My first deck ever was Greninja Miltank, so Greninja has a special place in my heart. Powerful Friend does 10 damage plus 70 more if there's a stage 2 on your side in play, and guess what, Greninja is a stage 2. So 1 energy, 80 damage, really efficient attacker. 1 Shaman to draw and help us set up, and 1 Manaphy. In theory, Manaphy EX sounds really good. Aqua Tube is pretty much Darkrai, Dark Cloak, except with water energy, so all your Pokemon has free retreat. Very useful. If you knock out Pokemon, you could bring up, Greninja Break, use a ability, because he has to be your active, and then retreat it and bring up another attacker. So Manaphy EX sounds good. A big problem with this deck is bench space, because if you think about it, you probably have 3 or 4 Frogadiers or Greninjas on the bench. Then you have Manaphy, and you probably have a Remoraid, or you Shaman early game to set up. So bench space is an issue, which is why playing Skyfield can be considered. I personally don't play Skyfield. Alright, we run for Professor Sycamore, just for our main draw engine. 2 Wally. Now my first list didn't have Wally, but if you go second, you can't evolve, so you have to you pass. I mean, yeah, they go first. Comes you bring your Froakie up, whatever. Then it's their turn, so they can attack. So hope to God your Froakie doesn't die, and then you evolve, and then you use duplicate. So it's not until I turn 4 until you have potentially get some Greninja out, which is way too slow in any format, no matter. And Greninja's abilities don't warrant that kind of, like all that setup, and it's not even a super game-breaking ability, So Wally to speed things up. Judge shuffle draw. We have Lysander. I know there's a glare here. I'm sorry. Lysander. We know what that does. Fisherman. Put 4 basic water, 4 basic energy card from discard pile into your hand. I mean, obviously get them back and get the water energies back and pitch them for the shurikens, and 4 VS Seekers because get the supporters back. Okay, next we run 3 Ultra Balls, one of the very few decks that won't run 4 Ultra Balls, because we run 4 Dive Ball. Dive Ball is absolutely amazing in this deck because all your Pokemon are water Pokemon except Shaman and Miltank. So everything else you can get with a Dive Ball. We got 4 Trainer's Mail to get into your Ultra Balls, get into your Dive Balls, get into whatever you may need at that time. 3 Muscle Bands to make your powerful friends hit for 100, or you make your Shadow Stitching hit for 60. 2 Rough Seas to heal your water Pokemon. This could be Skyfield. I just picked Rough Seas. Alright, now here for my random one-ofs. Max Potion. The reason, Max Potion heal all damage from one of your Pokemon and discard all energy attached to that Pokemon. Okay. All your Pokemon in this deck that attacks only attacks for 1 energy. So to heal off all the damage, lose 1 energy, attach another energy, and attack is really good. It's not like you're losing a DCE, you're just losing 1 water energy. So you just reattach a water energy and attack again. So this seems really good. Professor Letter to get energy when you need it. And a Retrieval to get energy back from the discard pile. Buddy Rescue to get that, Greninja Break that's in the discard pile that you might need, and Sacred Dash to get all of them Pokemon back. And for the water energies, we have, I believe, 8 water energies. Alright, so that is my Greninja Break deck profile. Probably a rough draft, honestly. Like I said, play test it out, give us some suggestions, whatever. I personally don't like the deck too much. Even though Frogadier really does speed it up, I just don't think it has a lot of terribly good matchups. I guess if you set up really fast, you can have a field day against like Night March. But other than that, I really can't think of an awesome matchup you have. But yeah, I could be wrong, of course. So yeah, that was my version of Greninja Break. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more deck profiles, especially after Winter Regionals, and we'll definitely keep you updated on how we do. We have St. Louis coming up, and then we have Florida coming up, our home state. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, guys.